Okay, so we're going to look now at some specific concepts and the mechanisms of evolution. And we just talked about disturbances to ecosystems, and we know that the more biodiverse an ecosystem is, the greater it is able to withstand a disturbance or a stressor event. So, mechanisms of evolution, I want to remind you guys that evolution leads to biodiversity. Now, there are lots of different mechanisms behind evolution, but what you guys specifically need to know are what we call the concepts of genetic drift. Okay, so how do we get sets of genes to change within themselves? So there are two types of genetic drift that we're going to look at. So the first one is called a bottleneck event. So I'm going to scoot down here a little bit. A bottleneck event. This is a pretty unique thing, because what happens with a bottleneck event? You have most of the population that gets completely wiped out, eradicated. You have very few members, and those few members that are left have very little biodiversity, that it causes a major shift in the genes. So with a bottleneck event, we have a population that suddenly, that's the key word, that suddenly decreases in size. Okay, so if you look right here, it's showing you the bottleneck. If this was an entire population, our original population, basically the ones that got poured out first, those are the surviving ones. Okay, and as you can see right here, it's mostly blue. There is one white. The yellow's completely gone. So what we have here is an immediate reduction in biodiversity. Right, immediate reduction in biodiversity. What we're seeing right now, a great example of this right now, is the cheetah population. We know that cheetahs are critically endangered. There's very few of them left on the planet, and it's because of poaching, which is illegal hunting, because their fur goes for a lot of money on the black market, and because of habitat encroachment, meaning human development is causing their habitat areas to shrink. So cheetahs are really cool. Each cheetah has its own specific coat, meaning that the pattern of dots on it are specific to each cheetah. But they are currently experiencing a bottleneck event. So basically what is happening is the remaining cheetahs that we have on the planet are essentially cousins that have to interbreed. So there is a huge amount of interbreeding right now in cheetahs, and that is going to reduce the gene variation drastically in a species. All right. The other type of genetic drift that we see is what's called the founder effect. And I'll be the first to tell you, the reason why I'm in America, my family is in America, is because of the founder effect. Okay? So, you guys learned all about the Pilgrims and Mayflower, and they came over here to settle on the new land and all that stuff. Well, when that happens, when you have a small set splinter off from the main population, they bring with them a very small gene pool. And so when you have a small gene pool, you're increasing your risk of genetic disease, because someone could be a silent carrier of a disorder that they don't know about. And when you have genes that are too closely related, it does cause some birth defects. So with the founder effect, we're going to look at this image right here. All right. So with the founder effect, we say that a few individuals from the mainland. Where's my marker? There it is. A few individuals from the mainland colonize a new location. Okay? And the problem is the colony is not a true representation of the entire population. Okay, so in this example right here, these are different types of moths. So you can see there's a great abundance of biodiversity in this section right here. But when you have the few and that colony population that move to a different area, it can completely wipe out one of the gene variations. So you can see right here in the new colony, there are no white ones. So that has automatically decreased the biodiversity, which again is going to make it more difficult to bounce back from ecological disturbances. Okay, so after this, guys, this is going to take us up until Thanksgiving break. When we get back, we're going to be looking at endangered animals and what we can do as humans to help support maintaining biodiversity on the planet.